everyone, and welcome to the Fables Knitting Podcast. My name is Faith, and I'm a knitter living here in Kansas, and this is my space where I talk all about my knitting. Today I have a traditional podcast for you. I have some finished objects, and I'll be sharing some of my whips and yarn acquisitions, and I will also include some pattern acquisitions. So I hope you enjoy. You can find me on Instagram as the.redhead.knits, and my Ravelry is Knits by Faith. I will have those linked down below, as well as anything that I talk about. I am wearing my Alino tee that I test knit for Brianna Mason from Blackbird Knits. I talked about it in a few podcasts ago, but the yarn I used is Lion brand Coboo in the color olive, and I think this is a wonderful yarn to use for this pattern. Yeah, it's just a nice drop shoulder t-shirt, and I really enjoy wearing it. So yeah, let's just dive right in. I have so many things to share with you. Terry is playing with one of her toys, so I'm sorry if you can hear that. She got one of these, it's those plastic tubes. I'll put in a picture. She really likes playing with it. She got it a couple weeks ago, and she's pretty much been living in it. So anyway, I have two finished objects, some of my whips, and I have a lot of yarn to show. And I have been forgetting to share some pattern acquisitions along with my other acquisitions. So I'll be talking about those too, and then I also have some future plans lined up that I'm also going to share with you as well. But finished objects, let's go. This is my Pure Joy shawl that I finished, obviously. It's by Joji Locatelli, and the yarn I used is Blackbird Sycamore yarn Super Sock, which is a 75/25 sock yarn in the color Elevated, which is a beautifully variegated yarn that she dyed for Abby and I's podcast Elevated Stitches back when I was living in Wyoming. We both co-hosted a podcast, and I really miss it. So that is why I bought this yarn and decided to knit a shawl out of it. And I have about 1.5 skeins left over that I plan on using for socks and some mittens. But I started this on April 19th and I finished it June 29th. And I used 506.9 yards or 116 grams. So yeah, this is really fun to knit up. The pattern originally has you use two colors. The main color is used for all this garter stitch, and then the contrast is used for the eyelets. And then when you get to the last short row section, you use the contrast color. I obviously didn't do that. I just wanted to knit it all in one color. But the construction of the shawl is really fun. You start with a garter tab cast on right here, and then you work short rows. As you can see, all the eyelets kind of meet over here, and they all just stretch out this way. I want to knit another one of these using two colors because I think that would be really, really fun. But yeah, this is just a cute little like skinny shawl. This would be really cute in the winter. I'm sorry if the lighting changed. Terry just ran by and unplugged my ring light. So I'm sorry. But yeah, I don't really have anything in my closet or wardrobe that really matches these colors, but I think it would look good with like a brown turtleneck or something like that. But yeah, I think I'll get more use out of this in the winter. So yeah, that is my Pure Joy shawl by Joji Locatelli. And I will put some details over here of how much it cost, and just I'll write out when I started and finished it. I'll try to do that for my finished objects and for my whips. But my second finished object is my Dunes cardigan by Kadri. This didn't take very long to finish. I started this on May 1st and I finished it July 2nd. So I guess it kind of took 2 months, but still. I knit the medium size and I used 768.2 yards or 396 grams. And the yarn I used is Patons Classic Wool Worsted in the color Natural Mix, which is a very pretty gray-brown color. So yeah, I didn't add buttons because this is just a little bit too small for me. So the pattern originally has you use 6mm needles, and I used a 5, which it's my fault. So it doesn't close, so I didn't feel the need to add buttons to it because it doesn't close, so there's no point adding buttons. But here's the lace on the back. It is very pretty. I wore it to work the other day because I have a dress that goes really well with this color, and normally I don't do that. I try to wear my finished objects after I have pictures of them and after I talk about it in a podcast, so that way it stays nice to show everyone. Patons Classic Wool Worsted does felt kind of easily, especially at the underarms for me, and it just pills really quickly, so there's some spaces on the back elbow where it has felted. So I'm going to try to get pictures of this next week, so that way I can just put it in my closet and like start wearing it more, and that way I'll just have nice pictures of it to show before it gets really pilly. But yeah, this was really fun to knit. I originally started knitting it last year in October or September, and I messed up the lace and I ripped it back and I messed up the lace again, and so I just put the project aside and I didn't touch it until a couple months ago. And obviously I did the lace perfectly. So yeah, I'm really happy that I got this done, and it's such a nice piece. But I just wish I knit it at the gauge I was supposed to. But yeah, I will put in a video of me wearing this. It is a nice cropped fitted cardigan, and it looks really good with a dress. So yeah, it's really fun. It's also like the lace is really easy. Like you just do the eyelets and then you knit X amount of rows, and then you do the eyelets and then you knit X amount of rows. Like it's really simple. So, okay, I have my waffle loop sweater, and I feel like I haven't gotten too much progress done on this, but I did get the collar put on finally. So now it kind of looks like a sweater. So yeah, I finished a skein on the body, and I picked up for the collar, and now I'm just working on a sleeve. And then once I finish that, I'll be able to finish the body. I have 2 skeins, not including this one, left, so I think I'll have enough to finish it. I'm knitting the body to 10 inches measured under the arm, because the ribbing is 4 inches long. I think I'll get to a nice length. If I just cut all this cabled texture off at 10 inches, I could do the 4 inches of rib. And then the sweater will definitely be long enough for me. So yeah, I can't wait to have this done. I'm so excited to wear it, and it's just so much fun to knit on. So if you're looking for like a textured pullover with cables, I'd recommend this one. It is so much fun. But this has been on my needles since March 2nd. I'm knitting the 2nd size, and the yarn I'm using is Cloudborn Fibers Superwash Merino Worsted Twist in the color Mulberry, and this is my 5th skein that I'm on. And hopefully it'll be finished soon. I can't wait to wear it. And next I have my Moonset tee, which has gotten a good amount of progress on. I have finished the body. As you can see, it's really wrinkled because I just shoved it in a project bag, but I finished the body and I am working on a sleeve. This has been on my needle since March 11th. I'm knitting the medium size, and so far I've used 2 skeins. This is my last one, and this is Knotty Pine Fiber Bighorn Sock, which is an 80/20 worsted combed 2-ply in the color Whiskey River. And I've been loving using this yarn for this project. So this is the Moonset Tee by Ozetta. I knit the body to 12 inches measured under the arm, and it's a little cropped on me. Usually if I knit a sweater, for it to be like full length on me, it's 14 to 15 inches. So 12 inches is just a little cropped. I tend to knit my sweaters to 11 or 12 inches before I start the ribbing on a sweater. But I'm kind of fine with this. This is a superwash yarn, so I think it'll stretch nicely when I block it, so I'm not too worried, and I tend to wear high-waisted skirts and pants anyway, so yeah, I'm almost done. So hopefully this gets back in my rotation soon, or by the next time I podcast, so this might be a finished object. So yeah, the air just kicked on, so I'm sorry if you can hear that. It's kind of a little squeaky because this house is really old. So I'm sorry if that's distracting. I have my sock project to show. It is the Farnesina socks by Emma from the New York Year. And I started this on May 17th, and I'm knitting the second size. And the yarn I'm using is Sewrella Classic 4-ply in the color Alpine. And I got the heel done, and I'm working on the foot. I think I have about 1 more repeat left before I can start the toe. This pattern has you do a German short row heel. I don't like a German short row heel, so I just modified it for a slip stitch heel. And the second size has 64 stitches. I normally knit my socks at a 64 stitch count, so it was easy modifying this to a slip stitch heel. But this is what the texture looks like. Hold on. That's what it looks like. And when you get to the foot, you make the chevrons go in the opposite direction, so it's very nice to look at. So yeah, these are really fun to knit. The pattern's pretty intuitive, and like the back is just stockinette and the foot is stockinette, so it goes by pretty fast. But yeah, I can't wait to have this pair done. I'm not sure I'll be able to wear them anytime soon. I haven't been wearing my hand knit socks. So yeah, these are really fun to make. And it's my first it's my first cabled sock, and doing cables on socks is quite fun. So yeah. Okay, so now we're getting into some new cast-ons. And this yarn is an acquisition, but I'm just showing it here. I won't talk about it later, but this is the Moss Haven sweater that I am testing for Liv Ulven of Woodlands Knits. She does have a podcast on YouTube, and I love watching it, and I've been following her on Instagram for a long time, and I love her aesthetic, and I love all of her sweaters, so go check her out. She's awesome. I'm testing the size 3, and the yarn I'm using is Drops Air, and what color is this? It's color 7, and on the website I think it said ruby red, but in Ravelry it's saying burgundy. But this is a beautiful like wine purple color, and I love it. So, and I forgot how much I just love Drops Air. Like, this is so squishy and it's so soft, and It's my second favorite blown yarn. My first favorite is the Juniper Moon Farm Beatrix, which is a superfine merino angora blend. It's a bougie yarn and I love it, but this is my second favorite. But anyway, the sweater I'm testing, the Moss Haven sweater, which I think is a very cute name, is just this drop shoulder crew neck style sweater. I'm trying to find the right side. Hold on. Crew neck sweater, and it's amazing and pretty mindless. It's really fun to knit. So yeah, I am worried that it'll be a little bit small or tight fitting, but I'm on gauge and I'm following everything in the pattern, so I think I'm fine. It's just scrunched up on the needles, and this yarn blocks beautifully, so I'm really excited. It's so soft. Like, I want a blanket made out of drops air, so I might have to do that. But yeah, I'm just working in the round now. I have to be finished with this by August 24th, and that's doable. It's a stockinette sweater, so yeah. And I really enjoy her pattern writing style, and the test knit has been amazing. It's been run through Slack, which is nice. I like using Slack for test knits. So yeah, Moss Haven sweater test knit. Next I have my Ripple bralette. So I'm finally catching up to all of my plans. I've been needing to cast on the Ripple bralette for probably 3 months now, and I'm finally getting around to it. So I cast this on July 1st, and it looks weird right now because these stitches are on hold and I'm supposed to start the I-cord with this, but I think what I'm going to do, this is how much I got done in a day. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these stitches on hold and then work this triangle and then evaluate how much yarn I have left and see what I need to do for the straps. The straps are quite long. They're supposed to be 10 inches for my size. I'm thinking of shortening that. I'm not 100% sure. It all just depends on how much yarn I have because I'm holding this lace weight yarn from Knit Picks double. So I don't know. And like this, it stretches out a lot too, but I just don't want it to be too short, and like I want the coverage. Like, it's not going to be a long camisole, like it is going to be quite cropped because I do plan on using this as a bralette. But it's just my rib cage and my chest is just really wide, so I'm just like freaking out. So I might just make the straps longer. I might just cut off like 2 inches of it. But anyway, this is Knit Picks Gloss Lace, which is an 80% wool, 20% silk yarn in the color Kenai. And I love this color. It is very nice. But yeah, that is my Ripple bralette progress so far. And it's been really fun to work on. And I actually really like bottom-up constructions. Most of the garments that I knit are top down, so it's nice to have a palette cleanser of a different, it's nice to have a different construction sweater to work on because it's fun and enjoyable and something different. And my last cast on, I haven't put it in Ravelry yet because that's how new it is. But it's the camisole number 8, which was another plan that I had for the summer. And this is how far I am. So yeah, this is just a strap. But yeah, camisole number 8 is a cabled camisole. And the yarn I'm using is Queensland Collection Kathmandu fingering in the color Iris. And I just need to put this in Ravelry. But yeah, I kind of wasn't in the mood the day that I cast this on, I don't like the way My Favorite Things Knitwear writes your patterns. I'm not a fan. So I haven't been really wanting to work on this because of that, but, and I just don't like knitting straps. So, as I move along, I'm sure I'll enjoy this more because I really love this color and I really want the camisole number 8 as a garment. So yeah, those are all of my works in progress. And as I said, I have a whole bunch of yarn to show you. So I'll do acquisitions and then, excuse me, I'll do future plans, excuse me, and then acquisitions and pattern acquisitions and stuff. Okay, so just as a disclaimer, I have a bin of yarn that I put all of my future plans in. And I am very behind in my knitting queue because this is what it's turned into, is a knitting queue. Every Monday, I upload a photo of one of my future plans. And I still use the yarn in order of how I posted it and how I talked about it. But after I've taken photos, I take the whole like sweater quantity out and I only leave one skein. And since I have a schedule of how I post on Instagram, I've just been adding more yarn as it fits in here. So yeah, you probably won't see these projects or this yarn for a while. It's just fun to talk about because I love thinking and planning ahead. So yeah. So with the way at the rate that I'm finishing things and casting on, it's obviously not as frequent as it used to be because I have a job now that requires a lot of time and energy. And I've just been busy. So my rate has kind of slowed down a little bit. So now I think I do have plans for summer and I will be getting to those. But taking into consideration on how things have changed, I'm now planning for fall and winter because just because I'm adding stuff to my plans doesn't mean it's going to be appropriate later on. Like by the time I get to this yarn, it's probably going to be winter or something like that. So I don't want to put summer yarn in my knitting queue box and then it's 20 degrees here and I'm knitting with cotton. So anyways, let's just talk about my knitting plans. So this is Fuzzy Peach Fibers Dreamy DK, which is 100% Superwash Merino wool. It's a little blown out because of my ring light, but it is a little bit darker and it's kind of a little tonal. So there's some darker spots and some lighter spots, but this is the color Triton. And I have 5 of these to make sweater number 8 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. I've been wanting a 2x2 ribbed sweater for the longest time, and this is the yarn that I got for it. So I bought this back in November when I was still living in Wyoming, and I moved while this was being shipped out, and I was very worried that I was not going to get this package because this was a $230-ish order because I got sock yarn for me and Abby as well as a sweater quantity. So, but I have it and I will be casting on the sweater number 8. And I really like this color. I think it's really fun. I wouldn't normally wear this, but I don't care. It's really pretty. And the next plan that I have, I shared this yarn a couple podcasts ago, but it's the Birch Grove sock fingering base, which is a 75/25. And this brown is driftwood, And this green is peridot. And I will be knitting the Fernwood sweater by Tanya Barley. I don't know how to pronounce her name. I believe she's the Wool Barrow on Instagram. And this is the yarn I'll be using. This is going to be my main color, and this is going to be the contrast color. And I can't wait to cast this on. I've had this sweater for a long time, and I have the yarn to make it. So yeah. And the next plan that I have is another cardigan number 7 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. I knit a gray one that is wildly off gauge and is quite small on me and tight fitting, but I still wear it anyway. But I want one that's knit at the right gauge and is super soft and chunky, so this is the yarn I'm going to be using. It is Juniper Moon Farms Beatrix. I just talked about this a couple minutes ago. It is 54% extra fine merino wool, 30% angora, and 16% nylon. And this is in the color Flame, which is a very pretty orange color. And yeah, this is the yarn I'm going to be using for that cardigan. This yarn is so soft. I knit my Badger and Bloom sweater out of this. And yeah, I'm so excited to work on this. The plan that I have is for the Boho Blush Shawl by Andrew Mowry. And the yarn that I'm going to be using is this Red Stag Fiber. This is their Cottage Sock, which is a 75-25 blend. And this is the color Highland Scotch, which is this very pinky beige color. And I think this is going to look really good as a boho blush shawl. It's going to be nice and neutral. And I do want the fringe at the end, so it's really nice that I have this third one, because I know Amy from Knee Knits, she knit the boho blush shawl and she used 2 for just the main shawl without the fringe. And she said, if you do want the fringe, to probably get a third skein. But this yarn is cool because I got it from RO Knits and Pearls D-Stash. So I feel pretty cool about that. But yeah. I haven't had this for very long, probably a couple months. I got it when I first moved here to Kansas, so I haven't had it for very long. But this yarn I've had, I'm not 100% sure. I'll put it on the screen. I know I bought it when I was still living in Wyoming. Okay, and the last plan that I will be sharing with you is this Lion brand Fisherman's Wool in the color Natural, which is a yellowish white yarn. I have 4 of them. And I will be knitting the Billy Pullover by Sari Nordland. And I'm so excited. The pattern looks terrifying, but my goal for this year was to knit more textured patterns, and I'm trying to stay true to that. So this is going to be the Billy Pullover by Sari Nordland. I will be sharing my yarn acquisitions now. There's so much yarn that I'm showing you guys. I'm so sorry. But all of this yarn has plans. So this year I made a dream knits list of 4 patterns that I wanted to knit this year. And I have 2 patterns left, technically 3. I need to recast on my zipper sweater by Petite Knit. I'm thinking of doing that in September. But I don't have yarn for the other 2 projects that I wanted to knit this year, so I went on Wool Warehouse and I bought them. So one acquisition was that I got from Wool Warehouse was the Drops Air for my Moss Haven test knit, which I originally was going to use the Drops Air for another Bora pullover sweater by Brianna Mason. But this test knitting opportunity came up and one of the recommended yarns was Drops Air, so whatever. But the next dream knit is the Halibut Sweater by Caitlin Hunter. And so I have more than what I'm showing, but the main color is going to be Drops Charisma. And this is in the color 54. It's just this nice chocolate brown. And my contrast color is going to be this Drops Charisma in the color 85. So this is kind of what it's gonna look like. And I'm super excited to cast on. I've been wanting this sweater for a long time, and now I want the halibut cardigan, which just came out recently. So yeah, that's going to be for the halibut sweater. And then my last dream knit for this year is the Mamba dress by Ullin Knitwear, which is a beautiful cable dress. I got enough yarn to knit the midi length, which I believe goes to your knees. And I'm going to be using Drops Daisy, which is the extra fine merino wool non-superwash. And this is in the color 17. So yeah, this is going to be my mama dress. But that was the haul from Wool Warehouse. And yeah, I got all of the yarn that I needed for those projects, and the mamba dress requires a decent amount of yarn. So I got enough for that. But now, Aro Knits and Pearls did another D-stash, and I got some of her yarn, and I got the Cat Sandwich Trusty base, which is a 75/25 merino nylon fingering weight, and this color is called Sweet and Spookier, which is a like white pink base, which it's this white pink base with all of these neon speckles, and there's some black speckles in there too. And I love this. So yeah, I'm going to knit another moonset tee in this yarn. This will be my fun moonset tee, and I'm so excited. This yarn is so pretty, and I can't wait to see what it looks like knit up. Okay, and I got a sock set from Palmer Yarn Co. I've been admiring her yarn for a very long time, and I finally just got a sock set. This is from her membership, her I don't know what it's called, but she has like a club, and this is called Fable. It's an 80/20 base, and it has this beautiful mini with it, and this will eventually be a pair of socks. But yeah, this is from her June Whimsy Club. So yeah, that's that. And now the rest of this yarn is from my friend Abby. She texted me and said that she was destashing some of her yarn and asked if I would like any of it, and she just sent all of it. So yeah, so this yarn is Plymouth Encore, which is a wool acrylic blend, and she said that she got this for the emotional support chicken, and we both agreed that these are Terry colors. Terry is my cat, and these colors are kind of what she looks like. I mean, minus the blue in here, but I will be making a Terry themed emotional support chicken, and I'm so excited. So that's what that is. And then she sent this Cascade Heritage Prints sock yarn. I believe this color is called the 80s or something, but it's this self-striping sock yarn that I'm very excited to use. And She also sent these Schoppel Zauberballs. This is edition 3. I can't read German that well. But it's 100% superwash wool, and it calls for a 3 or 3.5 millimeter needle. So I think I might use this for a hat, or this would also be a really good color work option. I'm not sure what color this is. It says 2442 or a Holzklasse. I don't know what that means, but it's pretty. I love pinks and greens and browns, so this is gorgeous. And she sent some minis. And if you watched our podcast, like, she shared these, and because they were supposed to go in one of her shawls, but I don't think they made it. So these are the minis. I believe they're from Knitted Wit. I'm not sure. But I plan on using these as contrast colors for my socks. And speaking of using it as a contrast color, she also sent this Knitted Wit sock yarn. And this color is called Rainbow of Emotions. So I was thinking of using these two as contrast colors, or maybe these as contrast colors for the sock, and then I can just use these two. I have a couple sock yarns that would look really good with this as like a contrast heel or something, but I think I might use this as a sock combo. But this is a 75/25 Superwash Merino, and yeah, it's really pretty and it's really fun, so I'm excited to use this. And then the last one I think is kind of an older yarn. I haven't heard of this, but it's called Lorna's Laces, and this is called Soulmate, because it's a sock yarn. It's 55% superwash merino wool, 15% nylon, and 30% Outlast viscose. I don't know what that means. But this is in the color Zombie Barbecue, which is interesting. But it's so pretty, and it's going to be a very beautiful striped sock. I'm excited to work with this. But yeah, lots of sock yarns. I love knitting socks. Even though I can't really wear them right now, I really enjoy working on them. So yeah, Terry's trying to get into my stuff, so I'm going to switch some things around and I'll get right back to you. Okay, so a pattern that I recently bought is it's loading, hold on, is the Darjeeling top. Hold on, it's loading. The Darjeeling top by, she is on Instagram as Morgan M2, but is there like a decent picture of this? This is what it looks like. I don't know if you can see that. You can see my ring light in the background, but that's what it looks like. I'm not going to get to it this summer, unfortunately, but I really like the lace, and I just like the buttons too, and I've just been admiring this pattern for a while. And I bought the Peacock Tee by Lynette. Sorry, my ring light is on. I'll put pictures in. The Peacock Tee by Lynette. I've been wanting that one for a while as well. So yeah, I have the Peacock cardigan, the Peacock Solo, which is the blouse that has like the buttons at the back of the neck. And now I have the Peacock Tee. So there's also a Peacock sweater, so I might have to get that too. I don't know. But I pretty much have the whole Peacock collection now. And I bought the Vanessa blouse by Olga Grishina, who is a Russian designer, and all of her patterns are just so beautiful. I'll put in a picture of this. I don't think I'm going to get to it anytime soon. I read the pattern and it is a beast. but I want the blouse. So one of these days I'm just going to pull through and knit it, but it's knit from the side like that, and it's seamed in the back. So that'll be fun to try out. I've seen a lot of patterns like that, but I haven't knit anything like that, so we'll see how that goes. And it is quite cropped too. So yeah. Okay. That is all the knitting content that I have to share with you. I'm sorry if it was a lot. Just a lot has happened in these past 2 weeks, I guess. So I hope you enjoyed. The knitting content is over with, so you can close out of the video if you don't want to hear me just talk about stuff. My next video is going to be a vlog, for real this time. It is going to be a vlog. I'm probably going to start it right after this podcast, just so I can get that over with and I could just start filming for that. I've missed vlogging so much. And I was going to vlog last week, but my boyfriend's sister was over for the week, and it was a lot. She has a German Shepherd, and it's the German breed, so it is energetic as shit, and very hyper, and just wants to run around all the time. So poor Terry was confined to being on top of the fridge for a week. She would come down at nighttime when the dog was shut in a room with the owner, but they were both scared of each other. So apparently their family members have cats, and the cats would bully the dog. So we think that the dog is just deathly afraid of cats. So she would not go near Terry, and Terry would not go near the dog. And Terry would stay on the fridge for most of the day, but she had food and water. Like, she would just stay in the kitchen, and her litter box is close to the kitchen, so like she had what she needed. And she would come out at nighttime when we were all sleeping and would just run around the house. So but no, it was nice having her over. Yeah, it was nice having her over, and we all had fun. And it was great to have a visitor. Work has been nice. It feels so weird to say nice when I literally deal with people having their worst day. But I'm picking up on things better. It's just, I keep second guessing myself. Because when you're taking a call, especially a 911 call, like, you have to there's just so many things that people don't realize that's on the dispatching side that's just like crazy. But I took my 911 calls a couple days ago and it went well. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed, and thank you for just spending some time with me. I hope I gave you some inspiration. So feel free to subscribe if you like this. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you were working on while you were watching. Let me know your favorite part of this if you want to. But I will see you next week in my vlog.